first. President Trump says his monumental meeting with China's President Xi was a success, calling it a 12 out of 10. The leaders of the world's two biggest economies talked in South Korea for just under 2 hours. The president saying he'll drop tariffs on Chinese exports and even hinted at visiting President Xi in China next year. NewsNation's Libbey has more from the White House. Libbey, good morning. The president also saying Xi agreed to some commitments that the administration had been looking for. What more do we know?
Yeah, that's right, Hannah. 12 out of 10. You said what the president said there. And the U.S. and China have struck a deal, according to both sides. That announcement follows a nearly 2-hour meeting between President Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping in South Korea. The two leaders tackled a laundry list of issues, from restrictions on fentanyl ingredients and increased purchases of U.S. farm goods to rare earth mineral exports and China's position on the war in Ukraine. All of that discussed during this meeting. And as a part of the talks, President Trump agreed to lower fentanyl-related tariffs on China from 20% down to 10%. Now, he also announced reducing the overall tariff rate on Chinese goods from 57% to 47%. A lot of tariff rates there. The president making some changes. That move comes as a part of a broader effort by the president to curb the flow of chemicals used in fentanyl production. Here's the president describing the meeting.
I thought it was an amazing meeting. He's a great leader of a very powerful, very strong country, China. And what can I say? We have, it was an outstanding group of decisions, I think, that was made. A lot of decisions were made. There wasn't too much left out there.
As for what the other side is saying here, China's government released its own statement early this morning, confirming the deal and announcing it will suspend export controls on U.S. goods for 1 year, while the U.S. will pause its measures targeting China's shipbuilding industry for that same period, for that 1 year. Now, some economists do predict that this agreement between the U.S. and China could have those significant ripple effects for U.S. manufacturers, farmers, and that global supply chain also being affected as well, potentially easing those tensions that have really weighed on both economies over the last several months since President Trump took office and threatened these tariffs and these trade restrictions on China. Now, the meeting went so well that President Trump has already set up a second meeting, announcing he plans to visit China in April and that President Xi will come here to the U.S. sometime after that. We'll see how that all plays out. While the meeting with Xi was the highlight, though, and the main reason behind the 6-day swing through Asia that the president made, he also negotiated several trade deals with countries including Japan, South Korea, also Thailand, Cambodia, Malaysia, also making time there to meet with U.S. troops aboard an aircraft carrier in Japan. Now, as we speak, Hannah, Air Force One is en route now back to the U.S., with the president scheduled to land here later this afternoon.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.